So if you're anything like me, then you know that you're going to enjoy a game within the first hour of playing that game. I'm HG Dan, and we are doing our first hour review on Stranded Deep. So what is Stranded Deep? So Stranded Deep is a survival crafting game from Beam Team Games. I have to be careful how I say that because I really get tongue-tied around survival crafting. Try it. It's more difficult than I made it sound just then. Anyway, it is a survival crafting game from Beam Team Games. Now, this was initially released back in 2015. And it's obviously 4 years on, and we are still in alpha. But don't let that put you off, because they have been producing updates regularly in the last year on this. And I must say, from what I've played so far, it's a great game. So we are going to be going into a few different categories today. So we're going to be looking at graphics, mechanics, pick up and play, replayability, and when I play it past the first hour. So we're going to go straight in at the graphics. So as you can see, graphically, we have a pretty solid game. There's a few things like the bushes. The bushes hopefully will get a little bit of love in an upcoming update. But the water, the sand, fish, sharks, everything like that are amazing. I love the way that the water is on this. Doesn't matter if you are on right up close to an island, whether you're in the water or you are actually going from island to island. The water is stunning. They have a nice degree of depth when you're looking into the water. You can really get that sense of shit, this is deep. It's awesome. I love it. I do love the graphics on this game. Even the shadow work, when the day-night cycle as well. I hate the night because you can't see anything unless you've got a torch. That might be a flame torch or an actual torch. And you got lanterns as well. So even that sort of stuff. They've got some nice different aspects of the game, lighting and such. They've done a really good job with the graphics, and I'm really impressed. So mechanics. Now I'm going to start with something with mechanics that I'm not sure on. So there is levels in this. So as you're sort of like crafting, or you're harvesting, or you're doing running around, you're swimming, you're getting levels in certain things. Now maybe they have something in mind for later on down the line that they're going to implement. I'm just not aware of. Entirely possible, you know. They don't have to run everything by me, obviously. What they've done is some of the crafting stuff is stuck behind certain levels, and I just don't understand why they've done it. It kind of slows the game down a little bit. There's a few things that you sort of like want to get online as soon as possible, but you can't do because you haven't got the levels to do it. And I just don't see the point in having the restriction on you being able to craft certain things. That they do have everything, you know, everything straight from the beginning. So I'm not sure who you were in the past before you crash landed in this game, which I don't even think I covered, did I? Right at the beginning of this video. So let me just touch on this. So what happens right at the beginning is that you crash land into the ocean, and you effectively have a life raft, and you have to go to an island and survive. And that's where the survival crafting aspect comes in. You have to survive on this desert island, and there's you're in a series of islands sort of like across a stretch of water, and you have to go through and live. But getting back to our mechanics, so I mean, going into the building and stuff, there's a few things that you are able to just build. These might be stuff like the smoker or the water still, and stuff like that. But the other cool thing that you have in this game is you get the modular buildings, so you can build foundations, walls, ceilings, ramps, stairs. You can have these crazy buildings if that's how your mind works and you like to build these massive bases, and you can do that in this game. And this is something that's really cool. I had a playthrough where I built this massive pier, and then off of the pier it just turned into some crazy building, which I then lost because I went exploring and I couldn't find it again for ages. But that's part of it. Get a compass, find a compass, and make note of where your islands are. There's a little tip for you straight away. So the tools as well, there's a lot of tools you can get. So from spears, fishing spears, hammers, knives, you name it, you can probably get it, and they all have their own function, as you'd expect. You might need hammers to build sort of like certain buildings, which I can let go. It's not like they're stuck behind the level, it's more of a tool restriction, and I can get behind that sort of stuff because there's certain things that you just can't do if you don't have the right tool. But you can also sort of like craft vehicles and rafts, which are massive. You can create these really cool like floating platforms and rafts and bits and pieces like that, and you can have like a mobile base if you wanted. It takes a little while to get used to balancing everything out, but you can do it. The rafts are actually a really cool thing. You can then build engines to go with that raft to make it go a little bit faster, or you can just have a sail, or you can get the mechanical parts from scavenging from the ships, which will allow you to create a gyrocopter. Yes, I'm all about the gyrocopter. I do love it. It's nice. So something else that I want to touch on with the mechanics as well, which I haven't seen in many crafting survival games, and this is something I would love to see implemented more often because it's a brilliant feature. Sometimes you're just limited by what you can carry, what you have in your inventory and such as to what you can build. With Stranded Deep, what the dev team have done is, if you can see it and it's on the floor in front of you, you can use that for your crafting. You don't have to have it on your person physically. It could literally just be in front of you, and you can still craft whatever it is that you need to craft. And that's a nice little touch. It's something that I really enjoyed discovering, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's awesome. So make sure to check that out if you do get this game. Make sure to use that because that becomes invaluable once you get your head around how it works. So moving on to another category. So pick up and play. Is it a game that you can pick up and play? Yes and no. You would have to have sort of like played the tutorial through a little bit first, I do believe, just to sort of like, so you've got a basic idea of what you're doing. If you're a survival crafting pro and you do play those sorts of games all the time, then yes, it probably is a pick up and play. You can just get in and you can just carry on and go for it. This is, I will give you a warning, it's a sort of game that you go, oh, I've got 45 minutes, I'll just play some Stranded Deep. Hour and 45 minutes later, you're like, shit, I'm gonna come off like an hour ago. So do be careful of that. Make sure you set an alarm if you're playing this game, and we'll get that will come up and raise its head again in a second. So actually, yeah, replayability nicely ties on. Yes, it's very replayable. They are looking to bring out a multiplayer function, which I'm super excited for. It'd be really cool to just go through, create these epic buildings with someone else and go shark hunting, because sharks deserve it in this game. You can be minding your own business, scavenging a place, and then all of a sudden there's a hammerhead trying to eat your face, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, that's my fault for not being super aware of what's going on. There's another aspect to the replayability as well. So once you've, in the main menu, there's an option to randomly generate, depending on a seed, the islands. So for instance, while I was live streaming this game, I obviously made the stupid mistake of asking my viewers for a number. Obviously the number come back as 69. I was like, right, fine, that's what you said, we're going to do it. Turns out, great start in Ireland. Really good. I was like, fair play. Okay, well done, everyone. Nice choice. I like it. So we went through and we had a good game on there. So, but there is an infinite amount of islands and numbers and stuff that you can do. So in terms of once you've had a good solid playthrough and you just want to, you know, you've explored your islands and you want to change it up, you can go in and change it up. Easy. And that will just change the shapes of the islands, what's on them and everything like that. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. So ultimately, would I play it again? Yes. And I already have. And did I play it past the hour? Yes. So first, our review. I mean, the fact that I wanted to play it through, and I've picked this game up several times since thinking about this as the first hour review, it says it all really. This is a game that I have invested more hours into than I paid for it. So I like to do £1 per hour. Has it earned its money? Yes, it has. This is a good game. Do add this to your wish list on Steam if you are a survival crafting game fan, or if you just want something a little bit different and you like the look of the ocean, you're not afraid of those depths, and you just want something that you can get your teeth into for a little bit, leave and come back and just play. This is a good one. Add it to your wish list. And this is a good game to get, so make sure you do. So I'm going to sign off now, so thank you very much for listening and watching. If you did like, then I would love to know what your favourite part of the video was. For me, it was definitely the yeeting those barrels off of the boat. That's always fills me with a lot of joy. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, viewers, lots of love. Catch you later.